Powers unite!
What's up guys, welcome back to another Lightning Collection review. Today I'm bringing to you the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers 5-pack by Hasbro. And this is pretty exciting for me because I've always liked the Alien Rangers, but also it's been on top of the list for most want out of the Lightning Collection for quite a while now. I did get this from Hasbro Pulse, obviously giving us an earlier release than Amazon did. And it is quite an expensive item, so it dropped on Hasbro Pulse for just over £118, so obviously you're getting 5 figures out of it, but it is a big chunk of money to dish out at one time. If you haven't pre-ordered this just yet, then keep an eye on Hasbro Pulse and Amazon, because they do keep popping up and down every now and again, so you might be lucky to be able to get a little pre-order in. So I have had a chance to have a really quick look at these figures. I've literally taken them out of the box, made sure everything was there before I got into this. So having a look with you guys is going to be pretty much the first little look I get of these figures. But first off, we will take a look at the box. So as you can see, this is the box that we seen on the promotional pictures and stuff. So nice big artwork in the middle with our Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers label at the bottom and our Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo at the top. Having a look at the side, we've got our Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers logo at the top with our Lightning Collection logo at the bottom, just telling us what we get in the packet. And on the other side, not necessarily much artwork, but we are seeing all 5 of the helmets on that side. Finally, on the back, we've got our Power Rangers Lightning Collection logo at the top with a generic background. At the bottom, obviously, we're seeing all our usual legal stuff. And then in the middle, it's just telling us what we should be getting. So we are expecting 5 figures in the packet. We're getting our figure, daggered version of the gun or the holstered weapon. No idea what it's called, so sorry about that. The sword, back case for the sword, and the lightning effect piece. So taking a look at the figures, these are straight out of the box. I've just straightened this one up, but I haven't done the rest yet. So first appearance of the figure, he looks very nice. There is no paint defects on this one, luckily. No loose joints or anything, nothing too stiff. So he's looking very nice. And as I always say on this channel, I definitely prefer the pin joints because they just don't feel like they're going to be too loose or they're going to break or pop out or anything like that. And this is definitely a perfect example of that, where the figure is spot on, really. Next, taking a look at the Black Ranger, so we can see he's basically the same as the red with a different shaped visor. As I explained, they just need straightening out from the box and they're all good to go. So you can see the detail on him is very nice and the paint isn't smudged or anything like that, and considering you put such a bright white onto a black figure, that is probably something that you'd expect. So tiny bit there, which is actually onto the normal plastic and not the other part of the plastic, if you can see. But so I would expect little things, but nothing major at all. The helmets look nice and glossy against the matte of the figure, so very nice there. Next up, we've got our Yellow Ranger, so he is looking very nice. And again, there's no dodgy paints or anything missing. I've been quite lucky and fortunate, and the yellow actually looks really nice on this figure, so really happy with that. Obviously, as you can see on the back, there's the little hole that his sword goes onto, so that's cool. And again, there's another male body mold, so different visor, but the helmet is looking pretty cool. So you can see that they have a difference in the helmet. Again, nothing missing, nothing loose, and I'm very happy. You can see nice little emblem in the belt there. And finally, our female of the group. So here is the white one, looking very white indeed. Just needs a little straightening up. Now, she is the only one, for some reason, that is pinless. It does look nice. There's no wobbles too much or anything like that on the legs, so I'm quite happy with it. I will obviously still be careful, of course, but she is looking very good. All the emblems or the coins in their belt do look really nice. They're obviously stamped in very well. So far so good, looking very nice. Right, so having a look at some accessories, I've tried to mix and match it up at the back just so you can sort of see the different variations and stuff that you can have with them. But I will go through just one set of accessories so you can see all of them and you know what you're getting. These are the Red Rangers. You can see the hands are all color coded and stuff, so they each come with a set of posing hands as well as the weapon holding hands that they come with out of the box. So these are the posing hands. You get a effect piece, so they either come with this one, which go on the pistol, or they come with ones that will go on the sword, but obviously you can mix and match them to what you want to do. They come with their blaster, but these are painted beautifully. They kind of remind me a little bit of like Pirate's pistol, how they've curved at the bottom. Looking very nice. Nice little red on there, sort of browny red colour. With the gold against the black does look really, really nice. They come with it in the dagger mode. And finally, we have his sword. They have each a logo on the top, which matches their belt or coin or morpher or whatever it is. So you can tell whose is whose. Does also come with a little holder that sits on their back, so the sword just slots in like so and looks really nice when you do so. Then on the back of the figure just has a little hole, and just like the ninja or flip head, you could just stick that in the hole and it does stay quite nice and tight. And of course the female figure does exactly what you would expect it to do. So sword just goes on the back, then we put the sword in there. Then you can just put her gun in the holster. This one fits in quite nicely for a female, so it does look pretty good, but it is very restrictive on the sword. But that doesn't look too bad. It looks fine. You can see the sword looking pretty cool on her back, and the gun all holstered, looking really nice. So having a look at some articulation on these figures, they are all the same, so I'm just going to do one male and then the female. So looking at the head, it does look up and down pretty well. Obviously they don't come with civilian heads, so they are just a helmet, so there's no restrictions there other than that popping off by my finger. They have the normal butterfly joints at the top with some very stiff shoulder movement. These are obviously just my figures, so yours may be different. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which are pinned. Rotation in the wrist. Then obviously depending on what hands you're using would depend on the articulation you're going to get from the joint inside. Upper torso is on a ball with some ab crunch, which again is usually stiff. There is no drop down hips or anything on these, which is nice. I don't like them. The upper thigh swivels all the way around. We've got double jointed knees, which are pinned. Then some boot cuff rotation, and then the normal up and down and side to side on the ankle. Then on the female, again, this is the same as what we've seen before on other female body molds, but she does have good rotation on the head, only because they've got the new sort of neck joint in there. Does have butterflies on the top, but again, mine are, this one's loosened up now. As well as some movement on the shoulder, some upper bicep swivel. We've got double jointed elbows, which these ones for some strange reason are pinless. I quite like the pinless elbows, but I really don't like the pinless knees with the drop down stuff. So she's got her upper torso on a ball with some ab crunch in the midsection. She does have drop down hips. You can play about with them with the upper thigh rotation. And then, as I said before, she does have double jointed knees, which are very stiff compared to the cuff on the boot. So they feel like if I bend that, that's potentially going to come out. So I'm not going to muck about with that one too much. And then just lastly on the foot, it does do an up and down and a pivot on the ankle. You can rotate the sword around to wherever you want, so you can have it going that way or up or down or whatever you want to do. Moving on to comparisons, this is the only one really I felt the need to compare with, seeing as this is the second yellow male body mold that we've had so far. And you can definitely notice the difference between the pin figure and the pinless. So this is obviously the pinless. He is wobbly as anything. It's awful. He doesn't stand properly, which is why he's just stood up straight like that on my shelf. I've been able to get rid of some of the wobble by messing around with the hips, but even just looking at that, this is why I don't like the pinless figures. I think the ideal figure for me would have pinless elbows and then the pinned on the knees without the drop down hips. You can see that the yellow on this is so much better than the one on Jason, and just overall a better figure. So here's the team all together in one shot, looking very, very cool, very nice. I'm so happy that we've been able to start and end a team in one go, so this is really, really cool. Moving on to my final thoughts of these figures. So this has actually really surprised me, and I really like this set. I've got to be honest, I had a place in mind that I was going to display these, and they were sort of at the back of the display. I'm definitely going to move these to the front because they look absolutely amazing. The colour on them's spot on, the helmets look really nice, the coins that are matching the weapons look really good. I'm definitely happier that they've gone for the pinned option rather than the pinless on the male bodies. It is an expensive set, and I definitely could see it going down in price at some point, but I also know at the same time that they are probably going to be hard to find for a little while. For some reason, I just got a feeling that Amazon will overstock these, and then we're going to see the same sort of thing that we've seen with them going out as we did on the Psychos. I could be completely wrong, but it's just my opinion. I feel like with this set, they've definitely listened to what we've wanted. So we've asked for the set, we've been given the set, we're complaining about stuff, and definitely less issues in this set than we're going to see with others. Obviously, the downside, knowing that we haven't got civilian heads, is a little bit... it doesn't bother me, I would have displayed them like this anyway, but I can imagine the work that would have had to have gone into those heads may have boosted up the price of this figure, considering the amount of accessories that come with this set. The box is big and looks very nice, so any inbox collectors would probably appreciate this box. I'd definitely love to hear your thoughts on this set, so let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, consider subscribing. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.